Hey guys, Goodguydan here, back with video number 4 in this GN Sword 4 full Saber kit for the MG00 Quanta. And this is going to be the video probably most people have been waiting for, and that's the assembly video to actually see what this thing looks like. So I have the instructions to the right of me, and I have all the parts that I've cut out to the left of me, minus the parts for the backpack, but that doesn't matter because I'm not putting that together. So the first part is this, this kind of makes up the body of the sword, but the interesting thing about this is if you look at this piece right here, it looks a lot like a handle. And you might be thinking, okay, well that's just part of the molding process for getting these two parts to fit together, but you look at it and there's no gap for the little divot up here on either side, so it leads me to believe that this is a handle. Now on the HG version of the kit, the sword had a couple different configurations it could use, one of which was just kind of like the sword on, you know, kind of like the GM Qatar, or Qatar, or whatever it is, from the 007 sword G. So it kind of, this kit, I guess it can mimic that. It can't do a lot of things that the HD release can do, like the little gun blades are supposed to be able to rotate in like little pistols. It can't do that, but it can do this, so I thought that was kind of neat. So anyways, start putting this guy together. Now I haven't built this kit, I haven't built this particular kit yet, so we'll see how well the part fitment is. The first one I built required a little bit of work to get everything to fit together smoothly, but so far this one seems to be pretty good. Okay. We're going to put this guy on. Now I don't typically pre-build my kits, especially if I'm going to be painting them. Okay, here's the first stumbling block. The peg down here is a little too tight. So what we're going to do is try to very gingerly pry this back out without damaging anything. Okay, there we go. And it looks like our best option is just slide this out. Just open that up tiny little bit. See what that does. Yeah, those three, the two holes down here are also very tight, so I'm going to pop this out one more time. And this is one of the things when you're doing pre-assembly, figure out where parts are going to be difficult to separate before you build the kit up entirely, because you might find that once it's been assembled, you can't unassemble it without breaking something. So, yeah, just something to be aware of. Alright, got that out enough. Just like last time. I'm not too worried about making these holes too big and the part sliding out, because if it does happen, I can always glue it. You know, this is one half of a larger piece too that will clamshell on the other side, so it shouldn't really be an issue even if I do stretch it out too far. Let's see here. So we can already see the body of this coming together. It's looking pretty good. Slide that on there. And this on there. Okay, assemble that backwards. Remember, kids, always read your instruction manuals before assembling your kits. I know, I screw up every time. There we go. Now these parts are very, very tight. So this is probably something you don't want to have to assemble and disassemble too many times without widening the pegs, so you don't break anything, because that's no fun. And unlike Bandai kits, I really doubt the manufacturer of this is going to send you a replacement part if you need one. So just bear that in mind. Okay. You can see this thing's really taking shape now. Plug both ends of this in. So there's the basic design of it. See the way these are sandwiched together. You have you know, the blue outer shell, and you have this nice kind of gray subframe going all the way through the sword, which, you know, pretty cool. And yeah, then the green, the clear green, which after doing the future floor treatment looks pretty good. Could be a little bit better. This might get a second dip in the future floor to fill out any of those remaining scratches. So this is the basic design of the main Saber body. You know, the little handle I mentioned earlier, I'm feeling the hilt to the blade, and it doesn't really feel like there's a lot of room. This might be something you have to assemble in the form that you want. It makes no mention of it in the manual, so maybe it's not even something that it's really intended to do, but it appears that if you did assemble it, just the blade down to here, you could kind of use it as a guitar, however that particular word is pronounced. So the other part of this saber are the three little GN blades that accompany the larger saber design, and you know, they kind of fit around the edges of the blade and fill out the design a little more. So we're going to assemble those now. Feels like these parts in particular are a very tight fit, so you may have to widen the holes for each of them, because I certainly don't want to break anything. So there's one handle. And all three of these are exactly alike. They can be used interchangeably. So you can put any of the three in any of the three locations that you want them to. And I do have to say, I like the layered design here with the blue-gray-blue. I think that looks pretty sharp. Definitely fits on the kit. I wouldn't say it looks out of place. I've never built the HG version of this kit, so I wonder if the HG has a similar type of construction that maybe they just scaled up. I'd be interested to know if someone has built the HG, and if these parts in this process look similar, you know, leave a comment, because I would certainly be interested in knowing. Okay, and then let's see. This part fits right in there. So our nice sharp little GN blades. Make this nice and angular looking. Let's get these backpack parts out of the way. We're not going to be using those just yet. And the handles. Now, I do know in the HG version of this kit, these little GN blades were transformable, and you can make them into like little pistol versions, and you could link them together. And maybe you can, yeah, you can still link these together to kind of like make a little two-handed weapon there. So that's cool. Glad they kept that. I would have liked to see the little GN pistol version, which kind of the blade like jackknife around and opened up a little bit, but you know, still not a huge thing. So now we have the little GN blades and the big GN blade, and what we can do is you just combine these guys together. So that goes on that side, and this goes on this side, and then this last one goes on like that. So there you go. That is the full GN Sword 4 full saber. And you know, I'm still not wild about this kit, but I have to say, you know, the finished product looks pretty good. I mean, it's a brick. I'm not going to be able to, you know, if I get the Quanta here, you know, even if I'm feeling really ambitious and I try to get this guy to hold it, you know, it's just not going to work out, you know. And this thing is sharp. I have to point that out. I just poked myself pretty good there. You know, it is, it's definitely sharp. So be careful. You know, you can, this is about as good of a pose as you're going to get with this thing, because, you know, it doesn't have the slots that fit into the hand to hold it really well. So probably unless you modify a hand onto that handle, you're going to find you're not really able to pose it very well. So let's see how he's lined up in this. Okay, we'll bring him down. So, you know, presumably you could mock up the other saber here, the GN Sword 5, with all the sword bits, and you have two really big swords and one in each hand, if that's what you like doing. Personally, I think it looks cool just hanging off of here. You know, it really reminds me of the 007 Sword G. Let's see if we're... How's our focus here? Alright. But, you know, yeah, it's, I think it looks well. It looks good with the kit. If you're going to do this, like, right out of the box, I think you're going to find that the colors are pretty accurate, other than the white. You know, the clear green's a pretty close match to what's on the kit. I think you'll find that the the clear green parts, the plastic that they're made out of, is very kind of brittle. It's hard. You want to be very careful when you're cutting it out because you don't want to leave stress marks or nicks in the edge of the blade. But I mean, overall, it's not bad. It's not good. It's just kind of okay. So there you go. That's the GN4 Full Saber. The next video you're probably going to see of this kit is painted, probably on the completed MG00 Quanta for my client. You know, this is my Quanta here. I'm not going to be deviating too far from what I did on my original kit. He's asked for, you know, basic out-of-the-box color scheme. We're going to keep the same color scheme for the sword. May do a little more with some metallics on the joints. Probably a more dense decal layout than what I have on this kit, and definitely incorporating decals into the GN blade. So anyways, you can stay tuned for that video. I may do a work in progress on the Quanta. I may show off some of the minor design changes I've done to the Quanta to make it just look a little bit better. And probably at the end of the Quanta video, just take a minute and talk about why I like the kit, because there we go, beating up the kit. Because in my opinion, the 00 MG kits, the Exia, the Quanta, and the two versions of the 00 are some of the best MG kits out there, because their construction it's fairly unique, and that unique construction doesn't compromise the integrity of the kit the way you see that with some transformable kits or kits with like unique geometry. So anyways, this is Goodguydan signing out, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.